All right, agents, hey, you have leads sitting in your CRM right now that you haven't touched in weeks, maybe months. And somewhere in that list is a buyer or seller who is still in the market and still looking, and it's about to that buyer or seller is about to sign with another agent because you stopped following up. And I know this because I was that agent, but now I'm on the other side. And 12 years in the business, and I've watched deals walk out the door not because my marketing failed, but because my follow up completely sucked. And today, I'm going to show you the exact automated system I built that fixes this permanently. It's right here on the screen, or maybe it's right there, depending on how the editor does it. This is the don't ghost me framework that I personally use, and it runs in the background of my business around the clock without me lifting a finger. So quick note before we get into it, my name's Alex Volare. Like I mentioned, I'm an active real estate agent, and now I've just relocated to a new market and I'm going to crush it here in the next 6 to 12 months. I've been in the business for 12 years total. I just recently moved. Has it been about a year now? After I got settled down, everything's all good to go. Getting the license transferred over, but I'm an AI nerd. I love automation. I love generating leads and nurturing leads. Without me having to do it, which I'm sure you do too, right? So I don't like to manually chase anybody. So if you want help to build this and build what I'm talking about in your business, this is what works for me. It'll work for you too. It'll work for 100 other agents down the street. So if you want it, book a call. Let's get into it. Let's get down to the system. So here's exactly what I'm covering in this video, and I'm going to show you the data behind or rather tell you the data behind all of these touch points. It actually takes convert a real estate lead, the exact time sequence between each emails, calls, and texts for the moments leads come in, all the way down through a 12-month nurture process. And then I'm going to walk you through how I have all this automation inside my CRM so it happens without me. So if you're ready, let's go. So let me hit with you some numbers first, because this is what completely changed how I thought about follow up. Responding to a lead within 5 minutes makes that lead 100 times more. Let me rephrase this. So responding to a lead within 5 minutes makes you up to 100 times more likely to actually reach that person compared to waiting just 30 minutes. So 100 times, and after 24 hours, you are essentially cold calling someone who already tried to reach you. Like, that opportunity is almost gone. And so here's the other number that should really keep you up at night. So 50% of real estate deals happen after the 5th touch point, but 44% of agents stop after just the very first. So another 22% stop after the second. So more than half of all agents in your market are quitting before the deal is even in their hands, right? So this is your competitive edge right here, right there. That's it. It doesn't get any better than that. No better marketing. There's no better follow-up. It's not about better marketing. It's about better follow-up. And the sequence that I want to talk about. So here's the exact timing sequence I use. I'm going to walk you through this phase by phase. So phase 1, day 1 is the hot zone. This is the moment a lead comes in and automatically, my CRM automatically text fires and it immediately sends a text. It confirms their inquiry was received and sets the expectation that I'll be reaching out to them shortly. It doesn't need to be an AI person pretending to be you. This happens in seconds, not minutes. And then within 5 minutes, a phone call goes out. If I don't answer, and I'm often with a client, so if I'm not available, it drops a pre-recorded voicemail, specific, personal, under 30 seconds. You can use AI to do this one, not just a call me back. It says like, hey, I'll try you tomorrow at 3 p.m. or reach me at this number. Boom. And 15 minutes after that, the call, A follow-up text goes out, friendly, low pressure, just like checking in. And 1 hour after that, a personalized email hits their inbox with relevant information tied to exactly what they inquired about. So a neighborhood guide, if that's what they asked for about an area, or market data, if that's what they asked for, not generic, very, very relevant, right? So phase two is day 2 through 10. This intensifies everything. So I call this the intensive phase. This is the most critical window of where most agents fall completely off. So research shows that your contact rate drops about half after day 10. So during this window, I'm touching this lead every 2 to 3 days, alternating between calls, texts, and emails. The rule I follow is no more than 2 touches per week, and I rotate the channel every time. So the channel being the call, text, or emails. So if I called yesterday, I text today. If I emailed Monday, I then call on Wednesday. I never lead the same channel twice in a row. This keeps me present without feeling very pushy, because in their brain, the channels are all separated, right? So phase 3 is day 10 through 90. This is the long-term nurture phase. So now that frequency has dropped a little bit, but it never really stops. There's 1 touch a week, mostly emails and texts. This is where I send value content, market updates, neighborhood stats, a short video I made, maybe some YouTube content, the content that keeps me top of mind as a resource, not as an agent chasing just another commission. You don't want to come off with that commission breath, trust me. The agents who give up here are the same ones who never knew that they had a lead in the first place. So 65% of real estate business happens beyond the 90-day point. Most agents are long gone by then because we have squirrel brain, right? Now, here's where the system gets interesting and where AI completely changes what's possible. So, beyond 90 days, I segment leads into what I call slow burn tracks. So, the frequency is low, maybe 2 to 3 touches per month, but the content is hyper relevant, right? So, market condition updates, interest rate changes, new listings in their targeted area, if you got them, and things that feel like they were, sent by someone who actually remembered what they were looking for. This is where AI earns its place into my system. I use AI to personalize these messages at scale, based on each lead, right? So originally acquired what each lead originally acquired about, where they are in the timeline, and then how they've been engaging with my previous messages. So I have AI look at all those analytics. A lead who opened the last 3 emails but never replied gets a different message than a lead who hasn't opened anything in 60 days. And a lead that have, leads that's gone from like completely cold, 12 months or more, enter what I call the annual check-in sequence. It's just simple, human, just a message that says, hey, life gets busy. Just wanted to check in and see if your real estate plans have shifted this year at all. No pressure, no pitch. It's just just shocking them to see, how many responses come from people who just needed someone to check in and check in at the right moment. So timing is everything in this business. So one of the biggest mistakes I see agents make, and I know they make this because I did it, is in their follow-up and using the same channel every single time. They send 3 emails in a row and then wonder why nobody responds. Here's the rules I follow. So text is for speed and simplicity. So that's like your first day outreach, a quick check-in or a short value drop, for example. Texts feel very personal. They land differently than an email does, but you get 1 or 2 shots before it starts to feel kind of intrusive. Use them very strategically. Calls are for connecting. You are not trying to sell on the first call ever. You are trying to have a simple conversation, ask questions, deliver value, and listen. The goal of the call is to earn the next touch point, not to close a deal. So if they don't have answers, or rather they don't answer your call, not if they don't have answers. Of course they have answers if you ask the questions, but if they don't answer your call, or your voicemail has to be ultra specific to what they're doing. Always end with a concrete next step. So that leads us into the email. Email is for value delivery only and long-term nurturing. So market reports, neighborhood guides, content videos, things that educate and build the authority over time. Space your emails about 5 to 7 days apart. And for every single email, you should use one clear, low pressure call to action, not like ready to buy ? Something more like, hey, here's your market report in the area you want, click the link. And then let the content do the selling for you, right? So here is the rule that ties it all together for you. When a lead replies to anything at all, the automation stops. And that's when you take over personally. This is the handoff moment. Automation handles 80% of the work. The moment someone raises their hand, that is time for the human conversation. So what it actually looks like, this is kind of what it's going to look like here. If you see on the screen, let me show you what this actually looks like inside my system. When a lead comes in, here is the trigger. And then when you see the automation fire immediately, the text goes out in the first 60 seconds, sorry. And then call tasks get assigned to whomever, probably me, and then the email sequence starts. All of this is done without me touching anything. And then here is the 10-day intensive track. So you can see that the touch points laid out: call, text, email, call, text, email, text, call, email, rotating channels, rotating all the time, messaging consistent in cadence so I don't get left behind. And then here's where it transitions to a nurture phase at day 10. So the frequency drops, but the consistency, or sequence rather, continues running. So market updates here, value content, just check-ins, all scheduled up, all personalized, all automated. And here is the re-engagement trigger at the 90-day point for the leads that haven't responded. It's a different message, a different angle, a fresh attempt. So the whole thing runs whether I'm sitting at the desk or on a showing, and it never gets forgotten, right? So it never gets tired. When I get tired, it never does. So it never dedicates or decides a lead isn't worth it without following up first or without letting me know. And that is the very powerful part about building a system instead of relying on willpower. So let me just bring this back home for you and kind of tie us all in. Here's what you've gotten today. So within 5 minutes makes you 100 times more likely to reach a lead. After 24 hours, the window is essentially closed, and 50% of the deals happen after the first touch point. Most agents quit at 1 or 2. That's the gap of opportunity right there. The sequence breaks into 4 phases. Day 1 is the hot zone, immediate text, 5-minute call, 15-minute follow-up text, 1 hour personalized email. Day 2 through 10 are the intensive phase, 2 touches per week, rotating channels, rotating message types. And the 10 through 90 are the nurture phase, weekly value-based content that keeps you top of mind as a resource. And beyond 90 days is the long game, right? Low frequency, high relevancy, AI personalized touches that converts the leads, your completion, or rather completes the leads that you've rather abandoned. So the channel rules are simple: text for speed, call for connection, email for value. And the moment a lead responds, you take them off personally out of automation, and then you handle the relationship. So again, I'm Alex Volare, 12 years in the business. I nerd out on this stuff. And if you want help implementing this into your CRM, or you need help building a CRM, or you don't have a CRM, if you don't have one, please reach out to me. I got you. I'll hook you up. The link down in the video description below. Click it, book a spot on my calendar, and let's build your Don't Ghost Me system together. And if you haven't watched the short form content video demo yet that I just posted on my channel, it's right up here. Go watch it, and I'll see you there.